Hi, I'm Katie from Made by Kate, and I am excited to be here on the Love Notions channel today talking about one of my favorite patterns, the Allegro bottoms. The Allegro includes 7 options, including a knee-length and full-length skirt, shorts, joggers, or a straight leg pant. It also includes slash front pockets as well as back patch pockets if desired. This pattern is made for lightweight to midweight wovens, but I have made them from everything from a light drapey rayon challis to sweatshirt fleece to flannel to linen. The possibilities are truly endless with this pattern. You can get this pattern for $5 today over on the Love Notions website, and I will link that below. You can also access links to some of the other content I have created for this pattern. Today, I am going to share with you some easy ways to make a drawstring for the Allegro pattern. Drawstrings are one of those things that when you do them right, they can really make your garment look store-bought. We are going to talk about options for upcycling as well as making your own drawstring from the fabric. So let's get started. One place I like to look for inspiration for drawstrings is in ready to wear. I pulled out a few pants from my own closet and noticed they used 3 of the techniques for drawstrings that I'm going to be teaching you about today. Here are some options for things you may have already in your home that you can use for drawstrings. This is just ribbon. It's like a grosgrain ribbon. You want something, maybe not a silky ribbon, but this grosgrain ribbon would work really well. You can just tie it. It's thin, it's the right size. You could easily thread it through your drawstring openings. Here are a couple of, one's a shoelace and one is just a drawstring from a hoodie. Again, really easy. You can also purchase these by the yard at I know Joann's has a section of this kind of cording. This one has a little stretch in it. So shoelaces or old cords or even just cording from the fabric store works really great. This is twill tape. This can be a great option. I like to stitch my ends down and do just a nice zigzag on there to finish off that end, and just a good piece of twill tape works great. Or you can purchase bias tape, and so this is double fold bias tape. You can get different widths, and when it's folded in half, you can just go ahead and stitch along that line, stitch it together, and you've got a nice drawstring. This is some self-made bias tape that I just made out of some chambray scraps. This is also another option. You can use a bias tape maker, which is what I did here. And again, for that double fold bias, fold it in half and just stitch it together, and you can get any width of drawstring that way. Now this one is on the bias, but I'm going to show you, you can also make this type of drawstring without using the bias. For this type of drawstring, we are just going to cut a strip of our fabric, and you can make it depending on how wide you want your waistband your drawstring to be. Depends on how wide you cut it. This one is going to be fairly narrow. I want it to be on the smaller side. So this strip is cut at 1 1/4. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press it in half, right down the middle, like this, all the way down. And then once I have that line, I'm going to fold in each side to that fold line and press that. Just like if I was making a bias tape, but this is not on the bias. In fact, I want to make sure this fabric actually has stretch, a little bit of stretch this way. So I cut this again along the grain where there is no stretch because I don't want it to stretch out as I sew it. So this actually, I don't even have to press it. I can just fold it and fold it, and then I'm going to sew it like that. Okay, now we've got this all sewn, and then there's a couple ways you can finish off the ends. You can stitch them down. I actually just give them a nice cut. I give it a good pressing, and then I tie a knot in it. Just like that. And you can even tie the knot so that it covers, just goes right to the end. Just like that. It gives it a nice finished look, and I'm ready to thread this through my opening. Next, I'm going to show you a very easy way to turn one of these tubes. These can be a little daunting. I still have nightmares from my 8th grade home ec class where I had to turn yards and yards of a drawstring for a dress I was making. What we're going to use for this is we are going to use some kind of a skewer. This is just a kebab skewer from my kitchen, as well as a straw. You can use any type of straw. I like to keep these reusable straws in my sewing room so that I just have them, and I have a skinny one, and then this one's a little bit bigger depending on my tube. So to make this type of drawstring, what we're going to do is first thing we're going to cut our fabric. To turn a tube for your drawstring, the first thing you're going to do is cut your drawstring fabric. This one is 1.5 inches wide. It just depends on what you want your finished drawstring to be. Typically, you would take your finished width, times it by 2, and add 3/4 of an inch for a seam allowance. So this one is cut at 1 3/4 inch. This turning is really good for lightweight fabrics that are tricky to turn or would be tricky to fold and press. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right sides together and stitch 3/8 of an inch all the way down. Okay, for this method, I am also going to close, after I've sewn my tube, I'm also going to close off one end. Then I'm going to trim my seam allowances. You can do this with scissors or with a rotary cutter, but I'm going to trim that seam down to just over 1/8 of an inch. And you want as little bulk as possible inside that seam. This is where my straw comes in. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to insert this straw right into my tube. This is, if you have a little more space, you can use a bigger straw. This all depends on, you want to use a straw that's as close to the size of your opening. Then I'm going to take my skewer, and this is my closed off end. I am going to poke that down into the straw. It's a little tricky to get started. You can see I've got that inserted. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push that down into the straw. And as I do, I'm going to pull my fabric up like this. And get it. Sometimes it gets bunched up, so you kind of have to redistribute the bunching. And then, voila. And I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. Now my skewer is inside, and I can just pull that out. And now, in super quick, I have a nice skinny drawstring. That looks great. This end is enclosed. To close off your other end, you can tuck it in and give it a little slip stitch. You can stitch across it, or I always like to knot the ends of mine. And you can do yards and yards so quickly with just a skewer and a straw.